Hello students, today we are going to start our third chapter of geography known as the tides. The last two videos you have already studied first chapter of geography, that is the sun, the moon and the earth, and second was that is how season occurs part 1. Now this is the third chapter known as the tides, and in this tides we will study that how the tides occur. What is meant by tides? What are the types of tides? What are the effects of the tides? So, before starting of the chapter, I want to tell you one thing, or I want to ask you one question, that if you have the textbook with you, just open your page number 9 and observe the two photographs which are given there. That photographs are shown the coastal area of Maharashtra, maybe other place. And if you will see, if you will observe the water level of this sea or the ocean, then there are three questions which are given to you, and you have to write down the answers, or you have to give the answers of the questions. Now, if you will see that pictures very carefully, then the first question is there: do the above photographs show the same place or different places? What is your answer? Yes, the places are same. The second question: observe and note the spread of water seen in the both photographs. Just see that. Just observe that both the photographs. What the difference you are observing in that? Correct. The first photograph, the water level is lower, whereas in the second photograph, the water level is little bit rise, increases. And the third question is there: what is this natural event called? What can you say? Yes, it is called as a tides. Tides means nothing but increasing the water level of the ocean as well as decreasing the water level of the ocean is known as tides. Now we will see these tides in detail in the next some points. Both the photographs are, as I told you, are from the same place. Now just one example I want to give you. If you stay near the coast for some times, you will realize that the sea water is sometimes very close to you. And after some times, again if you will go there, you will see the water level is far away from you. This is the daily phenomenon. This is called as a daily phenomenon. Every day, the water level of the ocean or water level of the sea is getting changed. One thing is there, that this water level of the ocean, here just with the help of one example or the figure, if you see here, suppose here this is the water level or this is the ocean, and you are standing here. If you observe, the water level of the ocean or the sea will be this. This is what we can say. If you observe the water level, suppose Monday at 12 noon, the water level is suppose up to this. Here it is. This is the water level. And if you will go at 12 a.m. in the night, you can observe the water level of this ocean is increases and it goes up to this much. It means the water level of the ocean is increasing, and sometimes it may be decreasing. The time doesn't matter. Somewhere the increasing time will be night and decreasing time may be day. It is that doesn't matter. Now this increasing and decreasing water level of the ocean, it is the daily phenomena, and this is called as the tides. Now what can we say, that what is meant by tides? Tides are movements of sea water occurring daily and regularly. Daily and regularly. And what time is required? The level of the sea water changes after a specific period. That is, every after 12 hours and 25 minutes, the water level of the ocean, water level of the sea is changing, or this high tides and the low tides are completing. Now, why these tides are occurring? What is the reason behind it? The reason is number one, that is called as a gravitational force. And second one is called as the centrifugal force. These are the two factors which are affecting or which are responsible for occurrence of tides. So, before starting of that, before understanding the reasons of occurrence of the tides, just on your in your textbook on page number 9 and 10, several activities are given. You have to perform that activities at your home under the supervision of your parents. Only under the supervision of your parents, only you or alone you are not allowed to perform that all the activities. So just one example, one activity we will perform here. So that activity which is given at the first time, that keep a small stone or a chalk piece on your notebook. Suppose this is our notebook and a small chalk we are going to take and we are putting it here on the. Now observe this. What is meant by gravitational force and what is meant by centrifugal force? Take the notebook, keep one chalk on that notebook and move this notebook from left to right. Maybe in the circular form, maybe like this. Suppose now this is that notebook and this chalk is here. We are going to move this chalk and this notebook from left to right. What happens? Just see. What happens here? The chalk is moving in forward and backward direction. Even from inner side to outer side, the chalk want to go. So here some activities are given. You have to observe that all the activities. You have to perform that all the activities, and then after you have to get the conclusion. After this all the activities, you will come to know. Just one example, another one example I would like to give you. Take half glass of water in a glass and rotate that glass in a particular rounded shape. Suppose from left to right, and observe what happens to the water. That water, the outer water will comes little bit ahead, upward, and the central water will goes down. It means you can say that depression in that glass. Why it happens? Why it takes place? Only because of the force which is formed at the center. It goes toward the peripheral area. It goes to the outer area, and this outer area is called as the centrifugal force. Now you will ask the question that what is the connection of this centrifugal force and our this chapter tides? Simple, very simple. I want to tell you that you might have studied in the 6th standard that our earth has a gravitational force. At the same time there is centrifugal force also. Now we have already studied in chapter number 2nd of our geography, that is the sun, moon and the earth. What is that? Here I want to tell you one thing, that suppose here it is sun, here it is earth, and here it is moon. As this earth is rotating around the sun and the moon is rotating around the earth, right? Earth. When the earth is rotating around the sun, at the same time this earth is also rotating around itself. That is called as the axial motion of the earth. When that earth is rotating, it forms the energy. The energy will be formed here, and this energy will goes toward the outer side of the earth. The energy which is formed in the axial zone, it goes towards outer part. that this is called as the centrifugal force. The force which is generated from inner side to outer side, or the energy which generated at the central place and goes to the peripheral area, outer side. Now just one example I would like to give. In your village, suppose sometimes there is ferries. What can we say in Marathi? That was yatras, jatras, like that. In that, the number of ferry wheels are coming. In that ferry wheels, one is there known as that break dance or something. You will sit in that break dance or another one, that ferry wheels. When it was starting to play, you will push from this inner part to the outer areas. This is why it happens, why this type of the activities happen. You are here at the center and you are going to push outside because of the centrifugal force. Centrifugal force means nothing but the force which generated at the central place and it goes outer ways, peripheral areas. That is called as a centrifugal force. Now, the centrifugal force of the earth and gravitation force of the earth. What is this gravitational force? The energy which is outside of the earth and not permitting any object to go out of that. Suppose this is our earth. Now you are much familiar with drawing of such type of the globe. This is called as a three-dimensional globe. Actually, globe is a three-dimensional figure. Now this is our earth, and this earth having its own energy. This energy we are calling as a gravitational force. Now gravitational force is close to the earth, and the centrifugal force, actually centrifugal force is going outside from the center. That is called as a centrifugal force. Now gravitational force is working on the surface of the earth, whereas the centrifugal force is starting working on the above the surface of the earth. So what happens? Gravitational force is not allowing to anything to go beyond this force, whereas centrifugal force is starting to go. But actually here the proportionate ratio of gravitational force is more than the centrifugal force. So any object will be staying on the earth. Suppose this object, if we will put it here, it will be here. If we will put it here, it will be here. Why? Because the gravitational force is there. Even anything if we will throw up, it will come and staying on the ground. Why? Because of the gravitational force. The gravitational force of the earth is more than the centrifugal force of the earth. Due to these two reasons, the tides occur on the earth's surface. So now actually we are going to start that why the tides occurs. So first, why the tides are occurs? Due to number one, gravitational pull of the moon, earth as well as both sun. When the earth's, sun's and moon's gravitational force will come together, at that time the tides will take place. Tides means increasing the water level of the sea. Second, revolution of the earth around the sun and indirect revolution of the moon around the earth. Here, this is that. Earth is rotating around the sun. At the same time, the moon is also rotating around the earth. It means moon is directly rotating around the earth, but it is also rotating around the sun in indirect condition. So again, the gravitational pull of the moon, earth and the sun will affect the gravitational force. And third one is the centrifugal force generated due to the rotation of the earth. When earth is rotating around itself, as I had given one example to you, that is wheel, Ferris wheel. That wheel is rotating around itself, but a small portion of it a small compartment in which you are sitting is going outside. So that is called as a centrifugal force. So due to these three reasons, the tides have occurred. And in case of Earth, it takes place into two different manners. In very short time, I will tell you that how it happens. Here, suppose this is our Earth. Now, these tides are taking place at the two position, that is, wherever the high tides are there, at that time, the distance between the Earth, Moon and the Sun we have to consider. Actually, we have already studied sometimes, or in case of galaxy, we are studying that the Sun, Earth and the Moon. In this sequence, the distance between Earth and the Moon is less than the distance between Earth and the Sun. So automatically the effect of the Earth and Moon's gravitation will be more than the Sun. Though the Sun's gravitational force is more, but the gravitational force or the closest, these are the two closest celestial bodies. So here effects will be higher, and whenever these effects will be there, at that time the high tides as well as the low tides will go. Now how it happens? When the Earth, the Sun will come closer or they are in front of each other, at that time the two different parts of the Earth will facing high water level, and wherever the 90 degrees angle will be there, it will faces the low tides or the low water level. How it is? See here, this is the Earth, and suppose as the Moon is rotating around the Sun, around the Earth like this. When suppose the Moon is here, so this part which is facing to the Moon and the opposite part of the Earth, this as well as this, with this both the parts will face the high tides. The part which is exactly in front of the Moon and the opposite part of this is facing high tides, whereas the part which is in 90 degree will face low tides. Okay? Which are the high tide areas? The area or the region which is facing the Sun and the opposite part of the Moon. Facing part of the Moon and the opposite part of the Moon will have high tides, whereas the opposite direction, opposite part of these two will have low tides. Okay? Now we are going to study two important things. Number one is types of tides. As the timing of the tides varies every day, the range of the tide also keep on changing. Generally, the highest high tide occurs on full moon day and new moon day only, whereas the days of the first and third quarters, the high tides is at the minimum. Based on it, these tides are of two types. Number one is known as a spring tide, and second one is called as neap tides. Now what is this spring tides and neap tides? Here, types of tides. Number one is called as a spring tide, and second one is called as a neap tide. Now what is this spring tide? Here I am going to tell you with the help of this figure, and you have to keep in mind this figure, that figures are very, very important. Now suppose here is a sun, and earth is here. rotating around the earth. Suppose the moon is here. Now, when this earth, moon and the sun will fall in a straight line, at that time, due to the gravitational force of the sun and the moon, the water level of the ocean, the area which is facing to the moon as well as the sun in a straight line, will have high tide areas. Means this much part will have high tides. Here in this area, high tides will be occur. At the same time, the opposite part of this region, maybe this, will also have high tides, as I told you earlier. Whereas the part which is opposite to this is this, and this will have low tides, and here it is high tides. When such type of the situation will be there, the condition is when the sun, the moon and the earth will fall in a straight line. At that time, the region will be facing to the moon and the sun, and the opposite part of it will face high tides, whereas completely opposite direction, 180 degree, will face low tides. Got it? Now, neap tide, we will study the neap tide. Okay? Now, we are going to start our second type of tides known as a neap tide. In the first spring tide, what was the condition of what is the requirement? That the earth, the moon and the sun should be in a straight line. Now in second, that is in neap tide, what is the condition? Now sun is a constant, earth is rotating around the sun and the moon is rotating around the earth. Now suppose when the moon will be here, or we can say that the moon will be here, and when the moon is rotating around the earth, at that time the earth, moon and the sun will have in a right angle. At that time, the portion which is facing to the moon and the opposite portion of that area will have again the high tides because of gravitation force of the moon and the sun. So generally you have to keep in mind one thing: when the spring tides will be there, at that time the earth, the moon and the sun will be in straight line, whereas in a neap tides the earth and the moon as well as the sun, their moon will be in the center and it will be in a right angle. When such type of the condition will be occurs, basically this type of the condition will occur twice in a month. That is called as the first and the third quarter of each month, when the moon, earth and the sun will fall in a right angle. So these are the two types of the neap tides, that is the spring tide and neap tide. Now what are the effects of these tides? So first effect of this tide is when the high tides will be takes place, at that time this fish which is present in the sea or the ocean, it comes very fast close to the coastal area, so it is easy to catch them. The second important effects of the tide is the tides clear the west and hence the coast become clean. Whatever dirty material or whatever the garbage is there which is thrown on the coastal area by us, we can say, when the high tides will be there, at that time that entire garbage will goes in the deep ocean and the coastal area will become clear and clean. Third one, that ports do not get filled with sediments. when the high tides will be there, the material which is present in the deep sea comes to the coastal area, but the sediment cannot be covered. So the port areas will become clear. Third one, ships can move up towards the ports during high tides. When the water level of the ocean will be increases, the ships will come and get boarded on the coastal area. During high tides, seawater can be stored in the salt pans and the salt will be getting generated or getting produced. The next one is due to the tidal force can be used, this tidal force can be used for the generation of electricity. Even sometimes another one bad thing is there, due to the lacking of the knowledge of the duration of the high tides and the low tides, sometimes the accidents will be taking place of the tourists, and these tides help in maintaining mangroves or the coastal biodiversity. Now, as I told you in the previous or the starting of the chapter, that the tides, high tides and the low tides will take place every after 12 hours 25 minutes. There is a specific phenomenon. Actually, occurrence of this high tides and low tides is a daily phenomenon. It's a natural phenomenon. But every after 12 hours and 25 minutes, why it comes or why this much time is required to understand this? We have to understand first one figure, that is showing that why the days and in the day or the night time these changes are there in the high tides and the low tides. So suppose here this is the earth. And the moon is suppose here. We will give some names or some points to these all the points. Suppose here, this is suppose P. Here it is P1. Here suppose M, and here it will be M1. Now we know that the earth takes 24 hours to rotate around itself. When that rotation will be there at that time, within this 24 hours, suppose you are here at the P1. When the rotation will be there, now this P1 is exactly opposite to M, and this P is exactly opposite to M1. When suppose you are starting your journey from here, P1, and when you comes here, again at the exact this same place, you will require 24 hours. But if you will come start your journey from P1 and if you will come here, it will require only 12 hours. Isn't it? Correct. Now, as this is exactly opposite to each other, so 24 hours is required to full and 12 hours are required. Now, moon is here. As the earth is rotating around itself and changing its place every day, moon is also not constant. Moon is also rotating around the earth, and it is also changing its place. It is changing as astronomical distance. This moon is taking 6 degree and 25 minutes. Suppose here it is. Moon is exactly at the center. Now today is suppose 30th of March. Moon is exactly in front of the earth. Next day, means tomorrow, it will be little bit here. And the distance, whatever this distance will be there, this distance is 6 minutes 25 seconds. sorry, 6 degree 25 minutes. So when this changing will be there, again here, or suppose the moon will be here, again this. So when the moon will start its journey from here, and it will, after rotation or after taking a round around the earth, and when it will comes here, again it requires 25 minutes extra. So here, as I told you in the previous or the first time when the chapter was started, that every high tides and the low tides are taking place only after 12 hours 25 minutes. So these 25 minutes, this 6 degree 25 minutes, this time will be covered by the moon in 25 minutes. So extra 25 minutes are required to complete one portion of the moon and the earth. So the time required for the high tides and the low tides is 12 hours and 25 minutes. Generally we can say that within 24 hours twice high tides and the low tides are occurs. Clear? Now the next point we are going to study, that is called as the waves. Very simple, very easy. Just I want to give you one example. One or two or three examples will be there. Every day you are taking tea or milk. Milk generally you are taking in a glass, whereas the tea is there, you are generally taking in the saucer or the plate. Now what you have to do? When you are taking that tea in the saucer and starting to drink, you can't, because it is too hot. What you are doing? You are blowing air from your mouth very smoothly, like this. What happens? You will see that ripples are developed on the surface of that tea, right? Why that ripples are developed? Because of the pressure of the air from your mouth. The same condition occurs on the earth's surface. Why the waves are generated on the earth's surface in the ocean? Water is moving from their surface. The air is making pressure on that water body, so that water body is starting to go outer side, but it doesn't come. For that purpose, one example I would like to give. Suppose you have a plastic ball in your hand, and you are standing on the coastal area, and you are throwing that ball in the water, or the thermocol ball is there with you, a big thermocol ball, you are throwing in the water, and you are waiting on the coastal area till the ball comes to you. Now tell me, is that ball comes to you? Yes or no? No, it can't. You can observe, you can see, you can imagine, you can feel that ball is coming to you, but that ball actually will not come to you. It will only move up and down, only moves up and down. It will never come to you. Here, suppose this is that coastal area, and you are standing here, and you are throwing the ball here. The ball is here, suppose. It will go up and down. It cannot come to you, because that water is not moving. That water is only giving a force to the next water molecule, so that water is moving up, next forward and backward. That water actually not change its place. It only moves. It only transforms the energy from one molecule to another molecule. That's why the sea waves you can see or observe to come to your legs or your foot. Actually, it not. Now, whatever these waves are there, these waves comes to you in the form of upper and lower direction. How it is? With the help of one figure, you can understand this. See here, that waves are coming to you in this form, right? Goes up and comes down like this. So, somewhere that water body will be at the highest point, and somewhere it is at the lowest point. Whatever the part which goes up of the ocean, that sea wave, it is called as a crest. What is it called as? Crest. And the part which goes at the down, it is called as a trough. This point is called as a trough. Crest and trough. Another here also that is called as a crest. Here it is called as a trough. Now the length. What is the length of this wave? The distance between one crest to another crest is called as the distance of the wave's length. So this is one of the important figure that is which shows the structure of the wave. Now the last topic of the chapter that is called as a velocity of waves. Velocity is what? Nothing but the strengthness of the water or the strengthness of the tides and the waves. If you stand on the coastal area, as I told you that observing that ball will never comes to you, even it will only move ups and down. So sometimes the main reason of moving this water or generation of these waves are wind, and but at times sometimes earthquake or the volcanic eruptions will take place below the ocean coast, due to which the huge energy will be transformed from this interior of the earth to the surface of the earth or on the water body, due to which the huge waves will be generated and it comes on the coastal area and devastating that much area. Such types of the waves which are generated due to the volcanic eruption or the earthquake is called as the tsunami waves. As these waves reach to the coastal area, the devastating power of these waves will increases. For example, in 2004, the tsunami waves were generated because of the earthquake close to the Indonesian islands, due to which it devastated Sri Lanka as well as the coastal part of India. So these waves cause erosion along the coast and headland areas and form a new area. So here we are concluding with some figures or some points that the tides or occurrence of the tides is a daily phenomena. Every after 12 hours 25 minutes these tides are occurring. 12 hours 25 minutes are required for this generation. There are two types of the tides, one is spring tide and second one is neap tide. And last point, that is called as a structure of these sea waves. This much you have seen. Now I am going to give you some exercise. You have to write down. Differentiate between number one, that is high tide and low tide. And second, spring tides and neap tides. Okay, you have to complete it. Thank you very much.